Hey everybody, we're gonna do the AFC West Dream Team. Probably gonna be a few surprises here, so let's jump right into it. Uh, QB1, I gotta go with Patty Mahomes. Uh, you can't bet against him. He's the world champ, right? So I'm going with Mahomes. But let me just say this: with Rashid Rice definitely going to probably be out half the season, uh, and with um, Kelsey getting up there in age, I think that you're going to see their offense transition this year. So I don't think Patty Mahomes is going to have statistically as great of a year as everybody might think he's going to have. That's just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. I think that they're going to lean on a lot more creativity in their offense. Knowing Andy Reid, I think they're going to lean on the run game a little bit more. I just don't see the weapons um, that that they used to have. And frankly, I'll be honest with you, I think Travis Kelsey's getting old and he's distracted right now with everything else going on in his life. He says he's still got the desire. I just don't. I'm just not buying it. So, anyways, that's my opinion on that. Running back one, I'm going with Pacheco from Kansas City. Boy, this guy is a beast. He runs so angry. He reminds me a lot of Marshawn Lynch, a little bit of Adrian Peterson. This guy just doesn't know how to shut his motor off. That can get him in trouble, sometimes because he could get hurt. But I think he's gonna be tremendous in the running game this year. He's gonna, I really think he could have 12, 1,300 yards. I definitely think he's gonna have 12 to 15 touchdowns. They just like to seem to find him in the red zone. So I don't see anybody else in the backfield that's going to really challenge him. They're gonna put in other people to give him rest and stuff, but nobody's going to take his job unless he gets hurt and has to miss some time. So running back two, I've got to go with Zamir White from the Raiders. I love this guy. He really showed what kind of running back he was when Jacobs was out last year. I totally understand why the Raiders let Jacobs go. I think that White made it really hard, made it really easy for them to let Jacobs go because they knew it was going to be really hard to keep this guy off the field. I think, yeah, they brought in Alex Madison from the Vikings, but I'll say it again, like I've told multiple people, Alex Madison is a great change of pace running back, but he is not the guy. He's not. He was never the guy in Minnesota. He, when he had an opportunity after Cook left, he couldn't get it done. He's a great change of pace. When you limit his reps, Madison's great in the pass game, but he's just not the guy. And I think that's where White's going to come in, and he's going to just take the bull by the horn this year. And again, he's another guy that is definitely going to have over 1,000 yards. I feel rushing for the Raiders, and I look for him to have an awesome sophomore season. Wide receiver one, I got to go with Devontae Adams. I know there's some question about who may or may not be the starting quarterback. Pierce has come out and said that Aiden O'Connell's earned the right to be named the starting quarterback. And I'll be honest with you, I think O'Connell's not a bad quarterback. I think that he proved last year that he can be a starter in this league. I think bringing in Minchner like they did to give him some competition is great. But I think O'Connell has got the edge. I think he's got a great connection with Adams. Yes, Adams is getting up there in age, but the guy has still produced and been consistent every year. I don't see anything changing except for possibly, with the addition of Bowers and they also have Myers. Maybe maybe they don't. throw to him as much because he's a little bit older. But I think Adams is going to have a great year. Wide receiver 2, I got to go with Sutton from the Broncos. This guy, I think he's he's just what Sean Payton wants in a wide receiver. He's a lot like Michael Thomas. I think that Payton is going to get him the ball. Definitely, he's going to be game planning to get Sutton the ball. He's a really, really great receiver. Uh, he's got some younger guys underneath him, some other guys that are coming off of injuries at receiver. So I definitely think he's going to get a lot of targets this year. I don't think he'll make the top 10 or anything like that, but I definitely think he'll be, between 10 and 20 from a production standpoint. Uh, I'm expecting him to have a decent season. Wide receiver 3, I'm going with Myers from the Raiders. I know some people might question that. But listen, Myers is a really, really good receiver. And when you look at the other receivers in the West right now, besides the guys I've just talked about, there's not any other guys that I feel that are going to produce as much as Myers will. I think he's a great complement to Devontae Adams, and he's going to get his targets just like Adams, and I think that he'll have a great season. I don't think he's going to explode for anything crazy. I definitely think that he's got an opportunity to be around 1,000 yards. He's going to be active in the red zone. Wouldn't surprise me if he has 8 to 10 touchdowns. I expect this guy to have a great year. Tight end, I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh my God, Papa Wyggzz, you are crazy. But here's my prediction. This is my bold prediction. I am going with Bowers from the Raiders here, and here's why. I think Myers, their other tight end, is great, but Bowers, I think they are going to line up. They're going to use him like Atlanta's going to use Pitts, like Jacksonville is going to use Ingram. I believe this guy is going to be involved in a multitude of their offensive sets this year. He's going to be targeted. You don't draft a guy in the first round like him and not use him. I see Bowers potentially, and I know, again, people probably aren't going to believe me, but it wouldn't surprise me if he's one of the contenders for Rookie of the Year. I think he legitimately has a shot to do that if the Raiders use him like I think they will. I know a lot of people are going to say, you're crazy. I can't believe you don't have Kelsey there. Listen, I just believe in this kid. Kelsey's getting old. I'm going to talk about him in a second. But I believe in this kid. I think this was a steal for the Raiders. And I think a lot of people are surprised that they picked him. I'm not. I think they've got two of the best young tight ends in the league right now, and I can see them using them both. But I think Bowers is going to have a break. He's going to have a great rookie year. That's my prediction. Bold prediction. Take it to the bank. First guy on the bench, I put Travis Kelce here just because it's Travis Kelce. But here let me justify what I'm saying. Listen, Travis Kelce is up there in age. I think he's 34, going to be turning 35. He's been in the league for a lot of years. I watched a lot of Chiefs games last year. He is slowing down. He is not the same Travis Kelce. I know some people are going to say, oh, well, he looked great in the playoffs and he did a tremendous job there. And yeah, he's a big reason why they won. Listen, that's great. He did fine in the playoffs. He is not the same guy, though. And on top of it, I think Kelce is totally distracted. He says he's all in on football. I'm not buying it. I think that he is distracted with a lot of other things in his life. I'm not going to mention any names, but TS is one of them, and I just think that he's wrapping up his career, And the only reason that he's staying on board is he wants an opportunity to try to repeat. Well, newsflash, and again, this is another one of what some people might say is a bold prediction. I do not see the Kansas City Chiefs repeating this year. I'll be honest with you. I don't even think they're going to make it to the Super Bowl this year. And I know a lot of people are going to tell me, well, that's what everybody said last year. I'm telling you, this is a completely different team this year. I know Andy Reid can adjust it. He's a Hall of Fame coach, but I just compared to what other teams have out there, I just do not see Kansas City doing what they did last year and repeating. I really believe they're going to struggle to get into the playoffs. That's my, I know a lot of people are saying that, oh well, they're going to win the division. Listen, I don't think winning the division is going to be that as easy as everybody thinks. One, I think the Raiders are really going to be competitive this year. I think Sean Payton's trying to turn things around in Denver. I'm not a huge Sean Payton fan, but I believe that Denver's going to turn around. And then you got the dark horse in the Chargers. The Chargers, you got Jim Harbaugh as your coach. Look at what he did with the 49ers. And he did it with about the same amount, maybe a little bit less talent than he has with the Chargers. And the Chargers defense is going to be great again this year. So, I just do not see Kansas City having an easy path. Just my 2 cents. Second player on the bench, I'm going with Rashid Rice. I know he's going to be suspended, and most likely it's going to be for at least 6 games, could be 8. I'm going with Rice though. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. If he does play at least half the year, which is what I'm counting on, and this is why I put him on here, I still think he's going to have a great season. He's definitely not going to hit 1,000 yards, but he's definitely going to be coming in at a time where the Chiefs are going to need him. And he proved last year that he's got the talent and that he's going to step up at receiver. So I think when he does come in, he's going to show everybody that last year was not a fluke. And then my last guy, this might be a little bit of a surprise too. I'm going with McConkey from the Chargers. I think this guy is going to surprise everybody this year. He's going to be one of the better rookie receivers that comes out of this draft. He may not have the same stats as some of the other receivers, but from a long-term perspective, I think McConkey is going to be a 10 to 15 year pro. That's what my gut's telling me. I think this guy has got all the tools that it takes to be a great receiver. I think he's going to be similar to like a Wes Welker type receiver. So I definitely think that the Chargers got a really good receiver here. They've got a great young receiving core right now. I don't think that they're not going to be blowing anybody out of the water. That's not what Jim Harbaugh does with his teams. So he's going to be pounding the ball and running the ball, and that's what Jim does. And so, but I still think that McConkey's going to be an active part of their offense. So again, another bold prediction. Take it for what it's worth. And there it is. AFC West Dream Team. Check us out on YouTube, Fantasy Fools PPR, or subscribe. Check out our videos. Check us out on X, on Fantasy Fools. We're also out on Snapchat and Instagram. If you like the content, please, subscribe, follow, like. We definitely appreciate it. And we're gonna have way more content, so stay tuned. We're working on some new things here, so keep us posted. We're wrapping up on the divisions here, and we're gonna be moving on. So thanks everybody. Talk to you soon.